Here the speaker stopped, and for a moment appeared to be lost in deep meditation. In a very short time, 4 of our friends from the village walked into the room. They gathered close together for a few moments as though in deep thought. Then 2 of them reached out their hands and motioned us to join them. We stepped up close, and 2 placed their arms around 2 of our party, and we in turn placed our arms around each other until the circle was complete. The circle extended around the couch that the form of the departed was lying upon. As we stood there for a moment, without a word being spoken, the light in the room became brighter. We turned, and Jesus and Pilate were standing in the room together a few steps away. They came forward and joined us. There was another deep silence. Then Jesus stepped forward to the couch and, raising both hands, said, "Dear ones, will you just step through the veil of death with me for a moment? It is not forbidden ground as you think. If you will just step through, as we have done, and view it from the other side, you will see that it is only what your thoughts have made it. There is life there, the same life that is here." He stood for a moment with outstretched hands. "Dear friend and brother, you are with us and we are with you, and we are all together with God. The sublime purity, peace, and harmony of God surrounds, embraces, and enriches all. This perfection now manifests so vividly to you, our dear one, that you may arise and be received unto your Father. Dear one, you see and know that it is not dust to dust and ashes to ashes, but it is life, pure life, life everlasting. Your body need not be left to mortal dissolution. You now perceive the glory of the kingdom from which you came forth. You may now arise and go to your Father, and the shout goes up, all hail, the newborn one, the risen Lord, the Christ among men." Dear reader, words are but a travesty when the mortal attempts to picture the beauty and purity of the light that filled that room, and, as that form arose, the light seemed to penetrate every object so that nothing cast a shadow, not even the form of our friend or our own bodies. The walls seemed to expand and become transparent until we seemed to be looking into infinite space. The glory of that picture cannot be told. Then we knew that, instead of standing in the presence of death, we were standing in the presence of eternal life, life unspeakably grand, never diminishing, but going on and on eternally. What could we mortals do but stand and stare? In the uplift of those few moments, we were carried, for a time, far beyond our most sanguine imagination of heaven and the beauty of it all. It was not a dream, but real. Thus the real can be greater than any dream. We were privileged to see through and beyond the shadow. The beauty and tranquility of that scene and the great faith we had already placed in our friends carried us completely over the divide that day, and today that divide is but a level plain. Yet in some way it was made clear that each one, for himself, must first scale the heights before the beauty beyond can be seen. With every vestige of age gone, our friend, whom we looked upon as raised from the dead, turned toward his associates and, in a moment, began to speak. These are his words. As he stood facing our friends, it is as though they were cast in raised gold upon a tablet which stands always before me. The voice came forth with a majesty that I cannot express. There is no affectation, just a clear, deep note of sincerity and strength.